Kia ora whanau, welcome to this week's edition of Principal Updates. So obviously you've had the reports home now and you've had a chance to glance through those three simple areas, giving you a placement along the New Zealand curriculum levels, and it gives you a bit of an idea of progress. Now for more detail about the learning that's going on and some of the other things that are happening, of course we've got our learning conferences happening over the next 2 days, Wednesday, Thursday. That'll give you an opportunity for more detail around some of those learning areas. So we're looking forward to that. Next, class placements. So class placements will be announced Thursday. You'll be getting a notice home about this. You'll get a notice home and your child's stationery list. There'll be information about the stationery coming home as well. So we'll give you that all on Thursday. And remember, of course, we're not changing the classrooms now. We've spent ages and ages. We've spoken to so many families. We've done so much wide consultation on this that we can't change it now. If we do, we'll have to shift 2 or 3 kids, and then another 2 or 3 kids, and another 2 or 3 kids, and it'll just become a nightmare. So we're not going to be doing that. So once you've got your class placements, and we'll manage any disappointment here at school, and we'll support the kids. So it's all about them, and we want to make sure that this process is right for them, obviously, but we can't change it now. There's too many things have happened now, and we can't go back to square one. All right, and finally this week, of course, we'll be sharing some information around some of the engagement we've been collecting for the learning the students are doing. So I'm going to share with you a couple of very simple, basically interviews I did with some of our 5-year-olds, talking about some of the learning they're doing and some of the learning progression. So I'll give you some of that too. We're doing that across the school, but the example I'll give you is just with some of our 5-year-olds. And finally, at the end of this, will be just a couple of end-of-year messages as well. And just a reminder, please, to let us know if your child's not at school for any reason. We do need to know that. It'll save us having to phone you up. But also, if you are leaving, if you or your child are leaving, we do need to know that too. Awesome. Enjoy the messages this week, and I'll catch up with you again next Wednesday. Quick summary of some of the learning that's been going on. And like I mentioned in my intro, we like to collect some engagement voice from the kids too, just to see how well that information is coming through. Here's an example of the learning pathway that's happening for some of our 5 and 6-year-olds. They're learning to write clearly and accurately, so it can be read by others, make sense and flows. And part of that learning pathway is understanding that letters have sounds, and the kids are learning to say and hear sounds and find the sounds on their alphabet card, write the beginning sounds, repeat with end sounds, and repeat with middle sounds, and then move to sentences. And of course, in a minute, you're going to hear some of that from the students. But we also have some clear assessments as well. So there's our big idea. There's the learning intention and what it looks like to be successful. And you'll hear me interviewing the kids and talking about that. But here's an example of how the kids can begin to assess for themselves how well they're going. So the idea here is that they understand what they're trying to achieve, and they know where they're at now in relation to that expectation, and the teacher can give them feedback, and the students can act on that feedback in terms of how to close the gap between where I am now, the current reality, and where I want to get in terms of my learning. And this is just happening with 5-year-olds, so you will see very shortly how clever our little 5-year-olds are. All right, so there's a quick introduction, and I'll look forward to sharing the video with you now to test how well the students are engaged. What are you learning about in your writing?
Saying the word slowly.
Saying the word slowly. Hi Connor, can you tell me please why you are learning to say the word slowly?
So you know what letters.
Ah, so you can know what letters are in the words. And what
Yes.
do you do to know what letters are in the words? Why do you need to say the word slowly? So you can hear what?
The letter.
Yes, but what does the letter have? What does the letter do that lets you know?
The sound.
The sound. Good boy. So are you all learning to say the word slowly?
Yes.
Yes, awesome. And you're all learning to say the word slowly because you want to hear the sounds in the words?
Yeah. And the letter.
So you know what the letters are. What a wonderful answer. Aren't you fabulous? What a terrific group of 5-year-olds we've got. But what are you learning about in your writing?
To reread and do complex sentences.
Wow, that's a big goal, isn't it? And how do you know you've done a complex sentence?
Because there's 2 ideas in one sentence.
That's an awesome answer, buddy. I'm really thrilled that you're learning that. What are you learning about in your writing?
To put my sounds in my writing that I can hear.
Awesome. That is fantastic. And how do you know that you're putting the sounds in your writing?
Well, I look off my sound chart.
Good girl. That's wonderful. What are you learning about in your writing?
A complex sentence and a capital at the start of a sentence and full stops.
Awesome. And how do you know that you're making a complex sentence?
With two ideas.
That's an awesome answer. Fabulous. You learning about in your writing?
Saying the sounds out slowly.
Good boy. Is just a quick summary of some messages that we like to reinforce with you, of course. The first one is our last day is the 15th of December. We're finishing at 3 p.m. We do have a tidy up day on the 16th, but we need to be off site by 11 a.m. So we need all the students cleared from the site by 11 a.m. because we've got builders coming on site and they want to take over from lunchtime on the 16th. Huge thank you to everyone who's supported us this year. Whether you've come on camp, you've coached a team, you've baked us a cake or helped out with the bake sales, etc. You've helped us with a class or in class, you've read to the kids, you've helped on a sports day, you've been involved with one of the cross countries or one of the other events we've run. You've helped us raise funds, you've cooked a sausage, you've set up a gazebo, maybe dug a pit or put away journals or read with the students, supported us in any way. We want to say a huge thank you. Without your help and support, that's mums and dads and grandparents and the old auntie and uncle who comes in and helps us as well. We owe you a debt of gratitude and we thank you so much. And that's from all of us here, the kids, the staff, and most particularly in this occasion, me. So thank you so much. Candy canes, we realise it's the season. I don't want to be the Christmas Grinch, but please can we avoid the Christmas cards with candy canes and the chocolate Santas and stuff in them. We don't want to see the children eating these before or during school time. They're best saved for home. So we thank you in advance for your support with that one. And finally, of course, don't forget the term dates. Our term dates for 2021 are available on our website. Go to the About Us on the main menu. And the link is in that sub-menu. It's got term dates 2021. Remember, we start with the students on the 4th of February next year. So please make sure you've got those dates set. All right, have a wonderful week, everyone, and we'll be in touch with you again next Wednesday.